As my videos might have demonstrated in the past, I love card games, and I love games designed by Reiner Knizia. So, when I'm presented with a Knizia card game, in this case No Mercy, published by Mandu Games in Korean with an English version available at Spiel 22, originally released by French publisher Pixie Games under the name Hit, well, I'm probably going to like it. And it turns out, yes, I do. In the video. No, not really. No Mercy consists of a deck of 90 cards that you use no matter the player count 2 to 5. You have 11 copies each of numbers 1 to 5 and 7 copies each of numbers 6 to 10. Shuffle the deck and then begin play. On a turn, you're going to turn over cards from the deck. You can keep going. However, once you have 3 cards on the table, if you turn over a number that is already revealed, you bust. You throw all those cards out of the game and your turn is over. Each card is worth as many points as the number on it, so this is 16 points right now. I can press my luck, flip over a card, possibly lose everything, or I can just set them aside and hold on to them. If I do, the next player takes their turn. If they flip over a card that matches a revealed card on the table, they can steal those cards and put them in front of them if they wish. They may not want to because if you have 3 or more cards face up in front of you and you flip up a number that you already have, you bust. Okay, so they bust at this point. Maybe they got 10 points, 19 points. Maybe they decide to stick. Now we go to the third player in the game. 5. Nope, I'm going to steal. 7. Yep, I'm going to steal. Bust. Well, I lost 24 points there, which is bad, but at least I took points from the other players. I guess that's sort of good, but these cards get thrown out of the game. We go back to the first player. They have these cards in front of them at the start of their turn. They tuck them aside. 9 points for that player, and now they begin their turn. 4, 1, 3, may as well steal because if nothing else, if the cards get thrown away, at least I took points from them. Once you hit 3 cards, again, you can bust or, oh yeah, take that. All right, put that aside. Next player goes, pockets a 2, sour grapes probably from stealing. Maybe just stop right there. Okay, next player goes, 5, 5, that's okay. You can have a matching number as long as you don't have more than 3. 6, well, they didn't get anything the first time. Let's push my luck. Yeah, there we go. All right, put those down there. This player scores 18, 19, 23 points. And continue. Boom. And you keep going around the table until all the cards run out, and then the game ends. Everyone counts the points they've collected, and whoever has the most points wins. I played No Mercy 4 times on a review copy from Mandu Games, once each with 2, 4, 5, and 6 players. Gameplay does not officially support 6 players, but the game still works with 6. And what's amazing is how different the game feels based solely on the player count. When you have only 2 players at the table, you know that any card that you flip up can be stolen by the other player. They've got one shot at stealing it, or it's going to land in your scoring pile. So you have an incentive to play differently because the cards are going in one of 3 places: your pile, their pile, or out of the game. So if you have a fair number of points in front of you, maybe some high numbers, you just hold on to them and you see whether the other player is going to press their luck a bit more. Maybe they flip low numbers, a 3, a 1, a 1. Are they going to press and try to get more? I mean, that's 5 points. They don't want you to score what you have in front of you. Maybe they press on and then now they bust. You collect all those points and they're going to have to press harder in the future, try to steal even more. They have to go even harder to try to take something from you. What's different in the 2-player game is there's not quite as much stealing back and forth, at least in the solo game. In the one game that I played, we didn't experience that. Whereas with more players at the table, there's more stealing going on. And so a number might pass from player A to player B to player D. It gets to you, and eventually someone's going to collect it, but that pile keeps growing, and that incentive to press, to flip that number just keeps increasing. In the 6-player game, we had a pile of 5s that started relatively small, and then it got to 5 5s and 6 5s, and I had a whole bunch of 5s in front of me. I didn't think there were any 5s left in the deck. I just wanted to stop. I flipped a 5 first thing, stole all those 5s, and just kept them. Wasn't going to risk losing them. In case a 5 came up, pass the deck to the next player. They get a 5 almost immediately. Took them all. There are 9 5s in that pile. So the rest of us are just hoping, have we thrown out any 5s? Has anyone scored 5? We couldn't remember exactly who had taken what. Went around the table, guy collected those 45 points, boo, on to victory. So it creates this very different sensation as this pile keeps going around the table, and maybe you don't press as hard because, okay, the leader has a bunch of points in front of them, but I need to get something as well. So maybe I don't flip the right things. I just want to hold with what I have. Let someone else take a shot at them. And if they steal those cards, then on my next turn, now I get a shot at them. So you have these wandering piles going around the table, giving you chances to get them. And a game that you can explain in a minute and teach to pretty much anyone. Playing very easily at a dinner table, for example, at a restaurant while waiting for a meal. It's a very quick, simple game, doesn't occupy much table space. But with 2 players, very different feel just because of the cutthroat nature of the game. You possibly want to track the cards a bit more to see what's left in the deck. Depends on how much you want a card count, how seriously you want to play this extremely short game. This was originally released in 2021 by French publisher Pixie Games under the name Hit. It's very similar to a game called Family Inc., published by Austrian publisher Piatnik, and both of those designs are similar to Cheeky Monkey, an earlier game from Face to Face Games, for which I was paid to edit the rules. So I just thought I'd disclose that long ago connection to a similar game design. So the gameplay is very similar to Cheeky Monkey in how you're flipping things. It's also in Circus Fliccati, where you keep flipping things and you bust if you get similar numbers, and where you're stealing cards from others. That's the Cheeky Monkey aspect of it. Flipping until you bust. Well, both Circus Fliccati and Cheeky Monkey. So the design is not brand new, nothing never seen before, but card art's new. The game is spectacular. If you've not played Cheeky Monkey, you don't have that. Here's a suggestion to try this title, should you be able to get your hold on it.